guys, I have something for you. Recently, a man named Felix Schellberg raised $26,000 for children in India without homes. He did this through a live stream on his YouTube channel, PewDiePie. His biggest donor was Mark Fishbach of $10,000. The reason he started the live stream was because he felt bad about dissing Indian children, of which only watch T-Series, according to him. You can see the diss video on his channel. Felix is currently in a war for the most subscribers versus T-Series, and that was what his diss video was about. Have a good weekend, Vikings, and remember, subscribe to PewDiePie, unsubscribe from T-Series, plant some trees, save the bees, and be a good person overall.
According to Fox News, CNN, and MSNBC, a meeting was held at the White House on January 9, 2019. During the meeting, President Donald Trump again asked for money to support his idea to build a wall at the border of Mexico and the U.S. His idea got rejected by House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats. At the end of the White House meeting, Trump smacked the desk and stormed out of the room. The government has been shut down in the middle of this controversy. He shut down all the national parks and lots of other jobs. It has also delayed or eliminated lots of paychecks for people. He is doing this to pressure the Democrats to fund the wall. Trump has also declined to declare a national emergency. National emergencies have been declared in the past for blocking countries, wars, and restricting property from people. He would like to start building the wall to stop people from crossing the border illegally. Trump said, "We are out of room for them and have no way to promptly return them to the country." All Americans are hurt by the uncontrolled illegal migration. Democrats responded to Trump's speech. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said, "President Trump must stop holding the American people hostage, must stop manufacturing a crisis, and must reopen the government. It is still uncertain when the shutdown will end."
On June 24th, Saudi Arabia took a big step, finally allowing women to drive. But did they actually lift it, or was it just a rumor? And if they did, why did they lift it? Well, according to the conversation, they let women drive because of economic necessity. When the population was small and the oil income plentiful, profitable features provided citizens with well-paid jobs, long vacations, and early retirement. When the price for gasoline dropped and the population grew, the government needed more money, so they might have decided to get the money from gas. Also, allowing women to drive would mean more cars sold and more money being used for driving schools. No matter the reason, we're happy that our friends in Saudi Arabia are allowed to drive.
Welcome back, Vikings. Ever heard of the Titanic or any other old shipwrecks? Well, just a few months ago, Professor John Adams of the University of Southampton found an old shipwreck you won't be able to forget. The shipwreck dates back to 2,400 years ago. It was found about a mile underwater in the Black Sea. Measuring 75 feet long, the ship was underwater, lying on its side in amazing condition, hence the fact that it has been underwater for 2,400 years. The researchers identified the age of the ship by carbon dating a small piece. The piece was used from a Greek vessel from 400 years BC. This was evidence that there were even more ships back then. Professor Adams is choosing to leave the ancient ship in its place for now.
According to Dogo News, tourists may be spreading diseases to birds in the Arctic. Due to the harsh environment, the Arctic has remained untouched for many, many years. However, since the 1990s, this place has become a popular destination for tourists who seek adventure. Now, a new study suggests that visitors may be leaving behind harmful bacteria such as gastrointestinal pathogens. That is what usually causes food poisoning in humans. Scientists say that the bacteria strains from the test were resistant to common human antibiotics, showing that the strains were brought by tourists, not by migrating birds. Though gathering the bird's DNA was not easy. It took the scientists 4 years to gather 666 tests. Jacob G. states that penguins are very strong and skuas are extremely clever. Now, the best way to save these birds would be to stop tourism and all, but some people say that'd be near impossible. No, there are no guarantees, but hopefully officials will take the steps to help save these birds.
Hey Tristan, what's the capital of Panama?
Heck, I don't know.
Wow, really? No wonder you didn't get past the preliminaries.
Past what?
The first part of the GOB.
Oh yeah, that.
The GOB was held in first period in the auditorium this past Thursday, the 10th of January.
In case you missed it, the annual GOB tests participants' geographic knowledge in many different ways.
This year's third place winner was Miles Daskovich in 7th grade.
The runner-up was an 8th grader, Auden Fremstad.
And finally, the winner of the 2019 GOB, after taking home second in last year's state competitions.
The man.
The myth.
The legend.
The fjord.
Tate Marshall. So, congratulations to all the participants.
And I wish all of you good luck in next year's participants as well.
Have a good weekend.
The super blood wolf moon of 2019 was at its clearest around 10:15 p.m. on January 20th. According to National Geographic, this was a full moon, a lunar eclipse, a wolf moon because that's the traditional name for a January full moon, and a supermoon, since the moon was unusually close to Earth and slightly bigger and brighter than most full moons. Our very own 6th grade Viqueen, Gwenny Davis, and her mom took these amazing photos.
According to Dogo News, female elephants may start evolving without tusks due to the excessive poaching. These poor elephants need their tusks to survive, and normally elephants are born without tusks are really, really rare. Tusks go from their sockets to the elephant's brain, unlike human teeth, who just sit in their gums. They also grow longer and thicker the longer they live. That's why poachers try to go after male elephants, older male elephants, because they have strong tusks for fighting, and they also have the largest tusks, considering that they're the oldest. But females are not ignored. As the number of poachers increase, the female tusks are lost more and more, and as the poor elephants start losing their tusks more, the baby elephants are born without tusks at all. This problem is starting to change the elephant's DNA all around.
There is a real crisis with elephants and ivory. Demand for ivory has never been higher, and the elephants are fewer. Scientists are unanimous that elephants are now decreasing in all 4 regions of Africa.
I have spent hours and hours watching elephants and come to understand what emotional creatures they are. They can suffer and feel pain. They have long-term supportive bonds between family members. So it's not just a species facing extinction, it's massive individual suffering.
We see the suffering, the wounding, and the mourning of elephants time and again as one after another get killed. To crush the ivory in America is of huge symbolic importance. It's going to send a message out across the world and remove that ivory from the market forever.
And the next step will be to totally ban the sale of all ivory. In the United States, there are so many ivory bracelets and bangles and pendants and little ornaments, and every single one of those means a dead elephant.
Elephants are very resilient. If they get protection from the trade that they need, they can recover.
One of the biggest problems is the high price of ivory. And this means that the poachers are prepared to risk their lives even, because the rewards are so great. And it's tremendously important that the demand countries understand what it means with this ivory coming into their country.
And we believe that great opinion leaders who are respected can show the way. If the new generation thinks in a different way from the old generation and regards ivory with horror rather than as a status symbol, then we can change things in a big way.
Today, I think the US government have shown great leadership in crushing this ivory. It sends out a signal around the world that America is prepared to do something about this trade in ivory. And now it's time for the leaders to take it a step further and impose a complete ban on the sale of all ivory in the United States.
If America shows that leadership, then other countries can follow, particularly those who are consuming huge quantities of ivory.
We have to stop the killing, stop the trafficking, and stop the buying.
When you think about honeybees, you might also think about honey, which, let's be honest, is pretty much liquid gold. But did you know that if honeybees were to become extinct, we would have a limited supply of dairy products, almond products, oilseeds, coffee, tea, spices, chocolate, and even hamburgers? According to Dogo News, an edible insect vaccination has been created by Finnish scientists Daniel Freitag and Heli Salmela. If you have a dog or a cat, you know that they need vaccinations to protect them from diseases such as rabies. But to prevent insects from infections, using vaccinations has always seemed like an unachievable option. Vaccinations are injections of a weakened virus so that the immune system will create antibodies that recognize the virus and know how to fight it off. Insects do not have antibodies, so creating vaccines for them would be pointless. Or so we thought. A recent experiment has revealed that certain bacteria may be able to protect insects from diseases. Freitag found that when a moth was fed a bacteria, it passed on immunity to its offspring. Vitellogenin, a man-made bee protein, produces a similar result when used on bees. Salmela and Freitag collaborated and created Prime Bee. Although the first Prime Bee vaccine is still undergoing safety tests, its purpose is to protect honeybees from American foul brood, or AFB. AFB is a bacteria that is brought into the hive by nurse bees. It feeds on larvae and creates spores that will eventually destroy the hive. Scientists are hoping that this small change will have a huge impact on the bee population. Bees face other problems such as habitat loss and pesticides, but vaccinations to insect diseases may be the key to saving honeybees. Have a great weekend, Vikings.
Hi, I'm the Insect Inspector. All over the world, flying insects are in decline. So what's happening to them? Reliable research carried out over 3 decades in Europe show insects have dropped by 75%. The survey carried out in nature reserves in Krefeld, Germany, concludes that neither land use nor climate change are the causes of decline. The report suggests an unknown but significant factor to be responsible. With evidence from around the world of the windscreen phenomenon, or why cars are not bug-splattered anymore, the unknown factor alluded to must be global, man-made, and interfering with their natural habitat, the air. There is a candidate, a universally propagated anomaly that grows in scope and intensity year on year. With over 6 billion smartphones and a whole Internet of Things, wireless connected devices now outnumber people on the planet. The air is packed with electromagnetic radiation needed to enable our connected world. Does it interfere with theirs? Mobile communications are pivotal in society. The electromagnetic radiation, EMR, needed to support them is generated by a global network of over 30 million wireless base stations worldwide. We know for sure that bees are in peril. Whatever else is causing their decline, EMR makes them aggressive, lose orientation, and causes unexpected swarming. In short, even ignoring other compelling evidence, there is a relationship and a causal link between insect decline and increasing electromagnetic radiation. This is not a tirade against the mobile communication industry, but in building a worldwide wireless web, we started the largest environmental experiment ever undertaken without knowing the risks. While not conclusive proof that flying insect decline is in line with the wireless web's growth, what is certain is that continuous radiation from wireless base stations affect their ability to navigate, feed and breed. With the race on for the next generation of wireless technology, it may be too late to stop a wide-scale extinction of most pollinating insects. While the loss of pollinators would be disastrous, it might not be catastrophic. Most of the staple crops that provide the majority of the world's food energy are wind-pollinated. For crops like fruit that need pollinating insects, they could be pollinated by hand, as some are in the Far East already. Nonetheless, if we want them to survive for the biodiversity they help create, a no-man's band could be allocated in the frequency spectrum in which they may thrive. However, With cyberspace a geopolitical battlefield, flying insects look set to be the first casualties. But let's end on an optimistic note. The one flying insect that doesn't seem to be affected by man-made EMR is everyone's favourite, the butterfly. Thank you.
Ever heard of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch? Well, it's the world's largest collection of floating trash. It's between Hawaii and California, and it is normally described as bigger than Texas, the state of Texas. And since it's in the middle of the ocean, there's no surface of land to stand on. In 1997, Charles Moore, a sailor who had found himself randomly sailing through huge amounts of plastic bottles and other trash on his way back home to Los Angeles, California. The patch also includes items such as rubber duckies and Nike tennis shoes. The field of trash is now a $32 million cleanup campaign run by Boyan Slat, who is now 23 years old. Estimating there is about 1.8 trillion pieces of plastic in that patch. There's a lot of fishing nets as well that trapped endangered sea turtles and even jellyfish.
What is the Great Pacific Garbage Patch? Well, first, let's talk about what it's not. It's not a floating island of trash like a garbage dump or a landfill. It's also not the only patch. They exist all throughout the ocean, and the Pacific Garbage Patch just happens to be the most famous. Garbage patches are large areas of marine debris concentration that are formed by rotating ocean currents called gyres, kind of like big whirlpools that suck things in. A garbage patch is made up of tiny plastic pieces called microplastics that are less than 5 millimeters long. It's more like pepper flakes swirling in a soup than something you can skim off the surface. You might come across some larger items like plastic bottles, but it's possible to sail through a garbage patch and not see anything. And they're a big problem for the ocean and us. People often ask why we can't just scoop up all the marine debris in the ocean. And the answer is, unfortunately, it's just not that simple. The first challenge is the sheer size of these garbage patches. They're huge. They're constantly moving with ocean currents. And there's debris from the ocean surface all the way down to the sea floor. Not to mention all the marine life we would disrupt if we tried to just scoop up debris. So what can we do? Well, the ultimate solution is prevention. And we need to keep that as our highest priority. We can reduce, reuse, and recycle to keep trash out of the ocean in the first place. And we can participate in things like shoreline cleanups. It's a lot easier to deal with debris before it gets to the ocean. Because until we stop marine debris at the source, we'll just be cleaning it up forever.
Hey Vikings and Vikings. According to Fox News, the magnetic North Pole is rapidly moving away from Canada and towards Siberia. The current model of the magnetic pole was expected to be accurate in 2020, but it was swiftly realized that in 2018 that model needed to be changed as soon as possible. This dramatic shift was captured by satellites. There is a fast-flowing molten river that seems to be crippling the magnetic core of the iron core beneath North America. As global warming opens up more shipping lanes to the north of Russia and Canada, there's possibly a deadly problem. It's moving about 55 kilometers per year. Since the government has been shut down, they can't give us any information on the North Pole. They can't give us any information on how fast it's moving and where it's headed.
Hello, LESHER Vikings. This is Miss Crossland. She's the head of Genius Week, and this is 6th grader JT, who is a participant in Genius Week. Ms. Crossland, tell us a little bit about Genius Week.
Well, I actually really miss Genius Week right now.
Yeah, I do too. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, but the good news is Genius Week 2019 is coming. It's right around the corner, in fact.
Yeah, I kind of felt special at Genius Week.
You are special at Genius Week. You're a genius.
Genius Week is June 3rd through the 7th.
First week after school's out. Mark your calendars.
Yep. And it turns out anyone from any school, 5th through 8th grade, can attend.
That's right, we want everybody. So if you've got a friend that you think might want to come to Lesher's Genius Week, invite them. If you want to see if an upperclassman here at Lesher wants to come, invite him or her. It'd be great to have them. What else do we need to know?
Well, there's a lot of fun activities. Like there's the Amazing Race, and there's sewing activities, there's math activities, science, computer programming, and even like law-related activities.
Yeah, there's great classes this year. And like the first week of February, you can check our website and we'll have this year's course catalog up and you can kind of scroll through and see what's available. But I think Mr. Reyes is going to put that up for us too, so you can see it now to see a few classes.
Yeah. There's probably about 40 activities, maybe even more in total, that you can choose from.
Yeah, are you going to come, Jessamy?
Probably.
I hope so. I hope so. So mark your calendars, June 3rd through the 7th, first week of summer. You do need to start saving your money because it costs money, but we'll serve you awesome lunches and you'll have great classes with cool teachers from Lesher and even from other schools around the district. It's worth your time. We'd love to have it. Go Vikings.
Go Genius Week.
According to our assistant principal, Warren Morrow, Lesher Middle School has been teamed up with CHAMP. Character and athletics make it a priority for a few years now and has been recognized as a CHAMP School of Character. In addition, as part of our CHAMP commitment, every Lesher athletic team recognizes an athlete that is the epitome of positive character. These following students were nominated for going above and beyond what is expected of everyone else and have demonstrated a track record of positive character in their sport, academically, behaviorally, and socially here at Lesher. A huge congratulations to this group of amazing student athletes. They are Fulin Tomanek, Gavin Ball, Bryn Seidel, Duncan Bose, Madeline Teeples, Isaac Fairchild, Allie Jones, Mia Walker, Auden Fremstad, Quinn Rublin-Kier, Grace Fries, Iris Radin, Siri Palooza, Gannon Bergland, Evan Schwartz, Pablo Kulashek-Lopez, Adan Chavarria Ramos, and Soren Sierra. The aforementioned students also attended our second annual Positive Coaching Alliance and Student Athlete Leadership Summit. Other outstanding student athletes that were invited to attend the Leadership Summit included Aubrey First, Ollie Gomez, Xander Kirshner, Jude Miller, Justine Morales, Zoe White, Michael Doyle, Fisher Farnsworth, JJ Fontana, Danielle Gutierrez, and Sophia Rose Kirby. You guys rock, and we know you'll continue to make character and athletics a priority.
Hey guys, today we noticed that we don't ask our students about what to put in some of our segments. So we asked people about what they would like to see in our KLIB this next time.
A vast majority of the students said they wanted to see more memes. So we are starting this new show called Memes of the Month. Also, I wanted to introduce our mascot, Brad. Brad was drawn by some of our students, Nate Miller and Bo Carlson.
But let's get started. Sammy went out and asked some of his peers what their favorite memes were, in the spirit of letting students make this segment. The top 3 were
YouTube Rewind in 3rd place.
Hit or Miss in 2nd.
And overall winner was, drumroll please, Big Chungus.
Some of our honorable mentions / commissions were
Dr. Phil M&M,
T-Series,
Ugandan Chunga,
Yobama,
and we cannot forget about Shrunk.
Have a good weekend, Vikings, and remember, Nationwide is on your side.
Hey Vikings, we have a new segment for you.
I know it has been a while since this has been on, but
Lesher's Got Talent is back!
All talents are welcome, such as comedy, singing, dancing, and more. We will have 3 people on each week, so sign up fast.
Go to the link on the bottom of the screen so you can show off your talent. Hope to see you here!
Hi, Braxton. So, first question, why did you want to be a spirit leader?
I wanted to be a spirit leader because it sounded fun and I like having fun.
Okay, so what do you do as like a spirit leader?
As a spirit leader, we come to all the pep rallies. We pretty much are the ones doing the pep rallies the whole time. Not saying other people don't do them, but yeah.
And then, what's your favorite food?
Favorite food? Probably mac and cheese.
And then, where would you like to go? Like any country, any state?
Hawaii.
Seems fun.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone.
And welcome to a new year.
Even though it's a little late.
We have a Christmas story.
Well, more like a Christmas factual entertainment thing.
Okay, the first country is Sweden.
In Sweden, most towns build goats made out of straw and cover them in snow, and each night vandals burn it down.
Though this may seem like a strange animal to pick, their folklore represents the goat as Santa's animal of choice.
Meanwhile, in Japan, it's a tradition for most families to go to KFC for a Christmas dinner.
Some people even order the full $40 special bucket, which includes champagne and cake, months in advance to avoid waiting in hour-long lines.
In Italy, kids don't look to see Santa Claus climbing down their chimney. However, they look for La Befana, the Christmas witch.
Much like our own Santa Claus, she comes in through the chimney and puts gifts in the good children's stockings and coal in the naughty children's stockings.
I hope you had a wonderful break.
Mr. Mazzawi told the media that he will take 6 artists around with him: a photographer, a musician, a film director, a fashion designer, a painter, and an architect. If you're interested in learning more about this or
Another fun event coming up is the Halloween dance, which is here at LESHER. It'll take place on Friday, October 26th. There will be music in the gym and food and games in the cafeteria. Please come in costume.
Also,
B. Now you guys gotta do the outro.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, are you gonna stop recording?
No.
Oh, wait.
Said to keep it on the same file.
Oh.
Okay.
Frick, we don't have the outro on.
Welcome back, LESHER Vikings. This is KLIB, and this is a segment from last year called LESHER Tasting, where 2 students are on a show where. Restart it.
In Bogota, Colombia, 700 tons of plastic are discarded on a daily basis.
Only 100 of those can.
Due to the harsh environment, the Arctic has remained untouched for many, many years. However, since the 1990s, this place has become a popular destination for tourists who seek adventure. Now, a new study suggests that visitors may be leaving behind harmful bacteria such as
Welcome back, guys. I told you should see how.
The researchers identified the age of the ship by carbon dating a small piece of the ship. The piece they used was from a Greek vessel from 400 years before Christ. This was evidence that there's even more ships back then. Professor? What the heck? Professor?
Hey guys, today we noticed that we don't ask our students about what to put in some of our segments. Yeah, it was.